Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a little while. Sorry about that. Kind of dropped off face of the earth. But we're gonna start something new here on the channel. I'm not sure what we're gonna call it yet, but we're gonna kind of play through the Humble Bundle games that come through. And this one right here just kind of caught my eye. It looks like a fun little game right here. It's called the Dwarves. You play as these dwarves who are trying to stop, looks like, the greenskins. So apparently it's really good, so we'll hop into it. We'll play through. Let's do this. Hint: special attacks deal a lot more damage than normal ones. Well, I hope so. Let's get into it. Hint: you can select more than one character.
Rakas made us from stone to protect Gardogard. Against orcs, ogres, and all the other beasts of Tion. We are the guardians of Gardogard. We are the children of the divine smith. We are the dwarves.
The dwarves. Enemies surrounding you, special abilities to escape and circumvent. Okay, so surrounded is bad. Luckily, I got the dwarves. Hopefully, I get like a blunderbuss or just start dumpstering these greenskins. I hear a lot of fire. Nothing else. Alright. Pause the game at any time pressing space. Move the camera away to the middle mouse button. Kill all the attackers. So 60 orcs. Down there, we're up here. This looks like it's me. Q is a mighty blow, causes a lot of damage, charge, and leap. Let's get into the fray.
Alright! Come here, you!
Oh, I'm leaping in there, baby. Here I come. Oh, we'll get some. Can I like just hop in the fray? Like right click to attack? There you go. Yeah, I can. Oh, it's friendly fire.
Come here, you!
Oh, do I have to keep looking? No, I don't have to keep looking. We can do this though. Okay, so your mana builds up per attack, it looks like. This is dope. Alright, let's get some. Let's go. Surrounded. Gotta cut through the bulwark. There we go. Get in the line with my boys here. Get closer? Hell yeah, I can. Oh yeah, now we get in it. Hell yeah, fuck up the big ones. Screw the baby ones. Oh. Can I push him off the edge? I have to find out. W. Oh, you can't? You can push him off the edge? Up back in. Heck, that one, he's down. It's fucked up though. Alright, you can't really just bulwark into the middle. Oh shit. Get out of the way.
A present from the workshop.
Present. Go to the chest, click on it as soon as
Alright.
there's some grenades. Well, be creative. Okay.
Understood.
Easy. Open the crate. How do you open it? Click use. Oh, I have an ability. Okay. Granada. Oh!
On the way.
Kind of close to the wall here.
Just a moment.
To break them up a little bit. Got damage on all. I think it wants us to throw him off the ledge. It's alright though. Did I heal? What the? Oh, I'm knocked out. Oh, I'm about to die. No. Hang on, Golden. No! Alright. So we learned a lesson there, guys. Don't just jump into the fucking bulwark. Not that kind of game, guys. It's alright. We learned. Got it this time. We got it this time.
Not possible right now.
Work on killing these guys. Did about 100 damage a hit. It's kind of weak sauce. Honestly. How about my fellow guys over here? Dead. Nice.
Come here, you. That's that. On the way.
This guy.
And stay dead.
We just kind of focus fire these guys. Way better.
Understood.
Get out of the way, brothers. Alright, here we go. Get in this. Oh, the big one wants some. Alright. Big fucking bet.
On the way.
Bro, we in the fray now. Hell yeah. Oh, the archers. Oh, okay. Archers back there on the bridge fucking me up. I could, but...
Come here, you. Understood. Charge. Come here, you. Charge. Plundering. A present from the workshop.
Okay, dope. Gotcha.
Understood.
Trying. There you go. There you go.
All right.
What's this wall? Back.
And stay there. Understood. Charge. That's that.
Okay, so if you down someone, you just crits them right there in the head. Now we're not taking as much damage to them archers.
And stay dead. That's that.
So this guy's kind of badass.
And again.
Off me. Oh, cutscene. Low.
My king, what are you doing here?
Look at that fucking
Gilbert
warhammer.
Ionai, the father of the Fifthling clan,
I want
has
that.
not been
I want
on
that
the front
beard.
line of
Dude, he's
battle
got a
against the
cape.
creatures of
I'll play
Tion
that
for
guy.
many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant. It brings weakness and death.
Stay at your posts.
That's
Be as
depressing.
steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
Oh, bro, am I about to play as the freaking... Oh, the king. All right, change between characters at the bottom left of the screen or by pressing tab. Oh, shit, are those trolls?
It will be so. Another one gone. On the way. Be off with you. Yes. On my way.
Okay. So you can, like, turn-based combat this. So I'm going to have him charge him.
What?
Then you're just going to keep focusing him. Oh, I pushed him off, my boy. Oh. Back and get this troll.
On the way! Hammer time! Hammer time! Yes! Another one gone! Hammer time! Another one gone! Come here, you! Charge! All right! Yes, over there. It will be so.
Oh, it heals. Oh, the king's a healer? Oh, that's fucking badass. Dwarves are so cool. I don't know about you guys, but dwarves are probably my favorite. I mean, elves are dope because they, like, live forever, but...
Over there. Be off with you. Hammer time. All right. Another one.
I can rubber band box him? Oh, I smashed his head open.
Not possible right now. Yes. Another one gone.
Come on, King. Get out of here. Fighting him back, King.
Come here and die. For fracas. Yes. Another one gone. Come here, you. On my way.
King's the best one. Loving the king. I just need to destroy these. That's the goal. There you go. We're smacking them now. But yeah, like I was saying, elves like live forever, but like that's like the main thing I like mess with like dwarves, because dwarves are dope. So this guy's like main ability is like a charge down. That one's insta dead.
Just a moment.
He's out.
Understood. Be off with you. That's not.
Oh, the king stuck? There you go, I got him out.
Another one gone.
Fuck out of the king's way.
Be off with you. Come here and die.
How I go on our boy, protecting the king's back, as it's supposed to.
That's not yet possible. What is it?
Man, help the king out. There we go. There we go.
These are the ones who attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Speaking of fucking elves, is that Dark Elf?
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf!
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Citalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves. All peace-loving beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind. This cannot be. Silence, you fool! Vrakas, forgive me for what I am about to do.
Quickly! In formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
Oh, shit.
Yes?
Hold the line! Luckily we fucked them up. There are not many of them left. Just holding them back right now, baby. Keep them back, keep them off us. The big thing of dwarves are like they're so heavily armored, they're super strong. Like orcs, not very well armored, savage strong.
Come here, you!
Oh, we got him held back, baby.
On the way! That's that!
Hell yeah. Some dwarven armor, that'd be sick. Oh no, King!
Look at me. I am Syntheras, the Reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul. Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer. The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it. Never! My soul belongs to Vrakas. No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
Holy shit. So this dark elf's like got issues. Oh man, friendship. 1,035 cycles later. How good looking he
You're a
is.
perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
Tungil.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on?
Look how charming he looks. Look at that.
What can I do for you?
It's
For
easy to be
me,
charming.
nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay.
Okay.
You look dreadful.
How
What
rude.
a charmer.
The maid gives you an ironic, reprimanding scowl.
Ikana has been crying half the night.
Pretty this game
When
is.
you were teething, I carried you around the vaults. You played with my beard and I sang you to sleep.
Frala smiles. She's heard this story many times before.
That was 23 cycles ago. But I'm quite sure you didn't sing. You might have grumbled a bit.
If what you've read about the dwarven lifespan is true, it'll be another 300 sun cycles and more before you are called to the Eternal Forge. The certainty of one day having to witness Frala's death already burdens your heart.
I'd better not keep the Magus waiting.
See you later. There's goulash for dinner.
Oof, some goulash. I don't know if you've ever had goulash, guys.
This is where you
but,
swung
it's
the forge
delicious.
hammer for the first time 30 cycles ago.
No one taught you the craft. It was enough for you to watch Lot Yonan's old smith at work. Whenever the workshop was empty, you practiced and quickly mastered the craft with ease.
So there's a lot of stuff to touch.
There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
Whoa. Oh, through the wall.
Everything you know about dwarves you learnt from books. The divine smith created the dwarves, and from time to time you make him an offering of some crumbs of gold. It's the most valuable thing you have to offer Vracus.
Okay. I get into the horse.
You've worked a bit more on Sunya's birthday present last night. The little one is crazy about horses. You, on the other hand, prefer to keep your distance unless you're fitting them with hooves. Too many legs and way too big.
Okay, let's see here. Oops. Dropped my water. It's alright. Let's see. There was another thing.
There are apparently dwarves who have never seen the sky. And you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world, a longing that grows stronger with every year.
Okay, so nothing there. Anything else? Nope.
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a 4th degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
Huh. So we got look at coins. Okay, so we got coins in my bag, provisions, current food, amount food daily used, and day 1 of your adventure.
Tonguedale! Quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
You immediately recognize what the problem is. A chain running over a pulley for positioning the cauldron is detached from its mounting, and the cauldron stuck in the fireplace. It's a heavy load, and none of the famuli, who feel superior even during kitchen duty, dare do anything. They might burn their fingers, or even get a bit dirty.
Well, let's go fix it.
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry. Here, hold this.
You damned freak!
For a moment you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen. His
What
face
an asshole!
bright red.
I'm just trying to eat some goulash, dog. Alright, can I have some goulash now? Or what's up?
The goulash is bubbling in the vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with. Many painful knuckles have taught you that she knows how to handle her heavy wooden spoon.
Yikes, she's gonna hit me with a spoon. If I can talk to her. Let's see what I can get into over here. Anything over here?
The beer that is delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idderslane. It's certainly your favorite beer, but you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
I gotta drink more beer. Game's so accurate to my life now. I guess I'm a dwarf. I can talk to Frelia or... Yeah, so... Our Frala, how are you say her name? Let's see.
Do you know what Lot Yonan wants?
The maid gives you an amused look. She has often accused you of making things more complicated than necessary.
Wow. Thanks for the help. Alright, so I saved the goulash. Oh, what's that? Ooh, cradle for a baby?
I am your godfather, little one.
There's a baby in there.
I'll look after you, just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed.
Okay. So this way? Look here. Dining table. Still for some food.
The blacksmith.
Did a horse...
Let's grab some more.
Hey, what was the...
Oops. Don't try to steal off someone's table.
Lot Yonan's
Whoa.
vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library, and private rooms for the famuli. Together with the forge, the kitchen, and the other utility rooms, it makes up quite an impressive complex. But compared to the courts of the other magi, the seat of power in Yonandar is small and modest.
So this is small and modest. Alright. Well, we got some food. I guess it's up this way towards the light. Double check. Nothing. Alright.
I should speak to Lot Yonan first.
Oh, I didn't.
He doesn't like to be kept waiting.
You mumble and wonder.
Oh, well. Thought I was going the right way. Is it behind this door? Enter Lot Yonan study. Okay. Oh, wait, there's books. Can I sneak
Lot
one?
Yonan didn't just take you in. He also taught you how to read and write.
He's like my
But you
dad.
don't feel like reading right now. Especially as you already know all the books by heart.
I've been here for a long time. He had me when I was a baby dwarf, and he raised me.
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren.
Oh, look at my
I wish
hood.
to return them to
That's
him.
dope.
He's in Black Saddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure.
Damn. Could you imagine getting locked in a vault for years, just smithing away, working on stuff, and then all of a sudden he's just like, "Hey, you're going outside." What's in the pouch?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Rakus gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Some friends.
Yes, perhaps. But don't hold out too much hope. And be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah, goblins. They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river.
Wow.
Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Varakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yonan.
Can I get some fucking goulash before I go? Like, damn, I'm gonna be hungry. See if I can snag some food now. I'll look at it now. Did I get any?
The goulash is
Oh, alright, well, I guess I just go. I mean, what else that I need, I don't think. Got a quest to do. Let's do this.
Just as you reach the door, your stomach rumbles. It's not even noon yet. And you think you're going to survive a 300-mile journey without provisions.
So I do need provision. I bet I have to talk to Freya. What it is. She doesn't even give me food.
Hello, Frala.
Frala.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Blacksaddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough
Hell
food
yeah.
for the first few days of your journey.
Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Idaslane, as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans, and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
Because my clan died protecting what they believe in.
I've got a present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewelry in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said. But you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
Oh, God.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial and Vracus to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it, think of me.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
Oh, alright, we got some grub now. Let's get going. Just right click and hold, I can control him, sort of. It's kind of weird. Do this. Heroes can be injured. Oh. Okay, so we don't want to just jump into the bulwarks because we can get hurt. What the fuck is that?
See you again, Lot Yonan. It must have been an age since we last met face to face.
Nudin,
Face to
welcome.
chin, you mean?
Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my
You got a
friend.
chair big enough for this
These
guy?
are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders. Our magical barriers have weakened
What the fuck
and
is
become
wrong with
porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No, I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the 6. The other 4 are already on their way here, but we need your help too.
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
Oh, thank you. We'll be expecting you.
Nope, don't like that. Don't like him. Don't like his chins. Not a fan. Kinda creepy. Think he's gonna eat me alive.
Utterly blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly
Oh,
shut after only a
cool.
few steps. The time spent
peace.
underground has made you so sensitive to
Oh
light
my God, is
that you're
that the
forced to
map?
seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak.
Can I go to all these places? What? So I guess that's where I'm going. But as you can tell, the map's ginormous. Okay. So let's continue our journey. Let's walk down the road.
You reach a small lake by a birchwood. Your feet hurt and your eyes still sting in the unaccustomed sunlight. But a smile spreads across your face nonetheless. You've covered a decent distance on the first day of your big journey. You pitch your camp and lie down to sleep on the hard forest floor. When you awake in the morning, your legs are stiff and achy. Trying not to feel sorry for yourself, you throw your rucksack over your shoulder. You're a dwarf, and dwarves don't complain.
Dwarves don't complain. Keep it going.
Around midday, with the sun high in the sky and the first beads of sweat appearing on your forehead, you see something move next to the road, a few hundred meters ahead. Some crows are pecking at something in the long grass. When you see the blood on the ground, you try to convince yourself it's from an animal that just happened to be killed on the road by a hunter.
It's a dead body.
You know this is improbable, and your hope disappears completely when you see two human bodies lying in the flattened grass.
Oh. Shit. Can I, like, take their shit? Guys, RPG, you know, we're taking that stuff. Alright, so there's the body up here.
A slender man lies in front of you, dressed in an expensive robe. It is in the colors of Turgur the Fair-Faced, one of the 6 magi. The dead man must be one of Turgur's famuli. You don't see any wounds.
Turn him over, let's see if we find any wounds.
Like Vracus.
There are some narrow stab wounds in the man's chest. The cuts are too big to have been made by arrows, but too small for sword wounds.
The dagger. This guy got.
You look down on a tall, broadly built man. He's wearing dark brown leather armor that is strengthened with iron plates. There's a sword lying next to him. Was he trying to defend himself against something? Or someone? There is no blood on the sword.
Alright, CSI time, guys. Figure this out.
The man has the same incisions. It's clear that both men were killed by the same weapon. But what that weapon might be, you cannot say.
Like, anything out here? Can I, like... Tracks.
You don't see any signs of a struggle in the area where the corpses are lying. Were they stabbed by a companion?
This. Oh, somebody's ditched something.
Nothing again.
You halt. There is something.
A
A
backpack.
rucksack. Did someone hide it in the bushes, or was it thrown in there?
Oh, yeah,
You
go
open
through
the
that.
rucksack and recognize that someone has already rummaged through it. As well as some implements
How would
and
you
writing
know?
utensils, you find a pouch full of gold and a talisman.
Ooh.
The gold is proof that this is not a case of robbery.
Yeah.
Warmth and a feeling of security flush through your body as you touch the talisman. You feel safer just holding it in your hand.
I'm taking you with me.
That's the problem, you didn't have the fucking talisman on. You take the bag, too? Now what do I do? Just keep going?
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
I'm gonna look for further clues. I'm gonna see if we can find anything else. I feel like we're missing something. Gotta be something. Something. Anything else? Some cigarette butts on the ground, or somebody's watching. You know, something. Maybe a dagger stashed in like the woods. Looking around. Look, he got stabbed. The guard got stabbed first. He got stabbed second. I don't think there's any more clues for me.
You scour the area once more and ask yourself what to do next.
Alright, let's see. Should I bury him? Well, here's the thing. I'm an honorable dwarf. That could cost me some food, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Be a good guy. Good guy dwarf at the beginning. I did steal their shit, so...
It's time-consuming and strenuous work digging shallow graves in the ground with a stick and covering the corpses with a few stones. but it should at least keep the crows from their feasting for a while. You continue on your way so as to put a few more miles between you and your grisly find before night falls.
Keep it going. Long road right here. Oh shit, what's that? Oh, it's a dwarf merchant? Yeah, they said there ain't no dwarfs up here. They lying to me. Looking for stuff.
As the gable end of a small farmhouse and a barn appear from behind a hilltop, you hear the loud cries of children at play. A girl runs along the path laughing, followed by a small boy with a big stick in his hand. The boy is trying to catch up his sister with a determined look on his face, but is finding it difficult to keep his short legs under control on the uneven path. You walk towards the children. As you raise your hand to greet them, the boy catches sight of you. His eyes grow wide, and he points to you with a chubby little finger. All he can manage to say is, "There." Now the girl has turned to face you too. Before you can say a word, she lifts her little brother up into her arms and runs screaming towards the farmhouse. Without rushing, you follow the children to the farmhouse.
I guess
into which they've
apologize.
disappeared.
Yeah, like I didn't mean to scare your
After a few
kids.
moments, they reappear, accompanied by their parents. Their father is a thick-set man with grey hair.
I am Opatia. This is my wife, Remsa.
The blonde woman nods a greeting almost imperceptibly and clasps her daughter tightly to her. She looks you over with an anxious expression.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Tundle.
You try to make your voice sound as harmless as possible.
Over the last few days, have you seen two travelers heading east?
Opatia looks at his wife, but she shakes her head.
Why do you ask?
I found them. Two dead bodies on the side of the road. A good day's march east from here.
Dead bodies? She hastily covers her son's ears.
Was it orcs?
Remsa, what would orcs be doing up here? It was probably just bandits.
I'm sorry if I scared your wife and children.
The man waves dismissively.
No. It's just that my fair woman is especially jumpy these days.
The orcs have been spotted near Calmstead. You should take it more seriously.
The farmer's wife clutches her daughter even tighter before the girl finally protests. The boy steps forward excitedly and cuts the air with his stick.
If strangers come, we're supposed to run away, but I can hit them too.
Opatia pats his son on the head, laughing.
We're
That kid
safe.
cracked me. I'm slapping
Orcs have
him.
no reason to come so far north.
Yeah, you should probably
Wouldn't
get
it
out
be
of
better
here.
to move to one of the bigger villages if there are orcs around?
The farm is our livelihood. We can't just leave the place. The fields don't look after themselves. King Tilagorn's cavalry will take care of the orcs, or Lord Yonan and his magi.
But the cavalry can't be everywhere at once. Even a handful of orcs would be enough to finish us.
Once the seeds are planted, I'll build a hideaway, just as you wish. But what use is a hideaway if we've nothing to eat in the autumn?
Yeah. I mean, if they build a hideaway, they're gonna be stuck in there. But if they don't get it done, they're gonna die.
We can't
Yeah.
be sure whether the orcs will come here, but what is for certain is that you will starve without a harvest.
Yeah.
That's exactly
They are
what
so
I
show
said.
up and they starve. That's
lays
my
a hand
fault.
on his wife's shoulder.
Don't worry, I'll build a hideaway as soon as everything else is taken care of.
But
Trust me, even the good dwarf here says it is so. And if anyone knows about orcs, then it's the dwarves.
Oh,
Remsa
fuck.
nods
What
slowly,
kind of
then looks
choice?
towards the ground glumly.
Oh, no.
If you say so.
You bid farewell
Can you get
and
some
set off on
food?
your way. The children follow you for a while before saying their goodbyes in laughter and running back towards the farm. You see a flickering light through the trees some way from the path. It might come from a campfire.
Yeah,
you walk towards the fire with confident strides until you finally make out 3 broad-shouldered men with axes. 2 rabbits are sizzling over the fire. The men are joking with one another, but you can only understand the odd word. They haven't noticed you yet. Once you reach the edge of the firelight, you say...
Let's just be nice.
Greetings. My name is...
The men jump up and grab their axes.
Who's there?
Well, I'll be. Is that a Grandly?
The men look you over suspiciously.
My name is Tungdil. I'm only a traveller who would have nothing against a warm fire and some company.
Uh-oh.
A groundling wants our company.
We are honest, hard-working men. Why would we have anything to do with groundlings? Be off with you.
The man strengthens his grip on the axe and passes his tongue over his yellowed teeth while keeping you in his sights.
Sod off, groundling. Have I made myself clear?
The man comes a step closer.
Put down your weapons or I'll be forced to
Yeah, don't be
use
coming
mine.
at me. I'm a dwarf,
You
baby.
threatening us, groundling?
Like a dick.
Now consider this. I am a dwarf with an axe.
Don't be stupid.
And I
Don't be
use
stupid.
my axe for cutting down trees.
The men are visibly unsettled and lower their axes a little.
Uh-huh.
I thought so.
You turn your back on the men and walk back to the path confidently. You don't hear any steps behind you, and only once you've put distance between you do you dare look back over your shoulder. None of the men have followed you. You sigh with relief. It could have ended up a very painful experience if you'd provoked the men or shown them any weakness.
Oh my gosh. Talk about a hairy situation. Alright, but that's all the time we got here for today. We'll continue more of the Dwarves tomorrow. Again, my name's Wildy Plays, and I hope you all tune in tomorrow. See ya. Bye.